Hey, welcome everybody to the first episode of the Hard Knock University podcast. I'm Mark, your host.
Hi, Mark. So, why specifically project management and leadership?
Because that's what the book is about.
Why is the book about that?
It's a made-up tale.
The 7 Sacred Lessons from the School of Hard Knocks.
This one was invented by a writer.
Actually, it was a good learning experience.
It's a total fabrication. It never happened.
It's the Hard Knock University podcast where real talk meets real lessons, and we all graduate with honors in the School of Life.
Wretched, isn't it?
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. So we're doing a little something different. I have a couple of weeks before I plan on releasing the actual season 2 episodes. And in the meantime, longtime listeners of season 1 might have noticed that halfway through the season, I changed the format. And I started editing it different, and I put in these like clips, these breakaways, a real Family Guy style, added a lot more humor, got a little more vulgar, made it more me. I brought in my personality instead of making it so goddamn dry. So I think it's better, and it was a shame that it took me 4 episodes to figure that out. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is re-release the first 4 episodes a la remixed, with the whole, cutaways and fun movie clips and cracking jokes about what all's going on. I think it makes it, much more palatable and funner and easier to enjoy. So that's the plan, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I've also kind of changed the opening credits. I was planning on doing them for season 2, but I went ahead and figured I'd introduce them now. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy these last 4 episodes of season 1, which were technically the first 4 episodes of season 1, remixed before we get into season 2, which is going to be fun. We've already recorded 2 episodes. I'm recording the Thanos episode this week, and I've got on-theme episodes lined out for Mother's Day and Father's Day. It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time. All right, guys, enjoy this remix of episode 1 of the Hard Knock University podcast. Project Management 101.
I have been stabbed, shot, poisoned, frozen, hung, electrocuted, and burned.
Oh, really?
And every morning I wake up without a scratch on me, not a dent in the fender. I am an immortal.
Welcome back to the Hard Knock University. This is the episode 1 remix, where we're dusting off the classics and spiking them with some fresh chaos. Let's talk about my week, because it's been a train wreck in a circus tent, and I've got front row seats. First off, the stock market took a nosedive this week, like it was auditioning for Titanic 2, Wall Street Boogaloo. The Dow shed 2,200 points on Friday. 2,200. That's not a correction. That's a cry for help. Trump's out here slapping 25% tariffs on everything from soybeans to iPhones. Announced Tuesday like it's a reality show plot twist, and by Thursday, the markets were bleeding out faster than a horror movie extra. The S&P's down 6%, Nasdaq's in bear country, and Tesla's tanking 8% because Elon's too busy playing Trump's budget whisperer to notice his Cybertrucks aren't selling. Shareholders are like, hey, Elon, maybe less White House cosplay and more car building? But no, he's out there all in on the chaos vibe. Then there's the Brock Horner clown down in Florida, because apparently the week needed a side of unhinged charter boat captain. This 40-year-old fishing charter captain spots a kid fishing solo and goes full apocalypse now, screaming about being an army ranger. Sure, all right, Brock, you're a real hero. He jumps on this kid's boat like it's a pirate raid. Cops hauled him off for burglary with assault, and the Coast Guard's circling like sharks. I'm thinking, thank God that wasn't my kid, because if it had been, Brock would be spitting out teeth into the Gulf, and I'd probably be the one going to jail. But here's the silver lining in this dumpster fire of a week. I got my hands on the proof copy of the paperback for the Hard Knock School of Project Management. It's here, and it's hotter than a June barbecue. New branding colors, orange and teal, screaming trust and humor. It's like a life raft in a sea of beige business books. I'm telling you, it's slicker than the hardback and half the price. It hits the shelves June 1st, so mark your calendars because this bad boy is about to school the competition. So that's my week. Stocks crashing, some Horner thrashing, and me clutching this paperback like it's the last sane thing in the world. This remix is proof that life is a mess, but we're here laughing through it. Stick around because we're just getting started. Look, guys, I've spent years in the trenches of project management, from self-employment to corporate America and the chaos of startup environments. I've learned that the best lessons often come from the hardest knocks.
I'm 300 days a year on the motherfucking water.
All right,
Every
bro.
day, I'm the best charter captain you will ever meet in your motherfucking life.
All right, bro.
Cuss me out.
This podcast is your companion guide to my upcoming book, The Hard Knock School of Project Management. Here we're going to dive deep into the real, unfiltered world of managing projects. We'll explore the successes, the failures, and everything in between. Not just from my experiences, but from the stories of industry experts, project managers in the field like myself, and maybe even from you, the listeners. Each week we'll tackle key concepts from the book, share case studies, bust myths, and answer your burning questions about navigating the often tumultuous waters of project management. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your journey, there's something here for you.
Who told you to do that?
So what can you expect from this podcast? We'll have episodes dedicated to the core principles of project management, interviews with people who've seen it all, and interactive segments where you get to participate. We'll laugh, we'll learn, and yes, we'll sometimes face those hard knocks together.
What? Why would you want that?
So then we'll kick things off by exploring what project management really means in today's fast-paced world, and why it's more than just charts and deadlines. We'll first look at why I wrote the Hard Knock School of Project Management and what this podcast aims to achieve. So sit back. Let's begin our journey through the Hard Knock University. Welcome aboard. Okay, so before we dive into the deep end of project management, let me give you a quick tour of what the Hard Knock University podcast is going to be all about. First thing, weekly episodes. Every week, we'll release a new episode where we unpack a chapter from the Hard Knock School of Project Management. Of course, there are only so many, chapters in the book. So at some point, we're going to have to expand from that, dive off onto some tangents, maybe even get off of project management altogether and talk about some other aspects of business, life, personal relationships.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be reacting to the reaction of the reaction to the reaction of the reaction to the reaction of the reaction.
There are a lot of hard lessons to be learned and a lot of people that learn them the hard way. So we can talk to people and, find out what did they learn the hard way, and what can we take from that?
I learned the hard way. Actually, it was a good learning experience for me.
And maybe how can we apply that to project management? So we're talking about everything from the basics of project planning to the intricacies of stakeholder management. Each episode will bring you insights, strategies, and sometimes even just hard truths about what it really takes to manage a project from start to finish, in addition to some other stuff. Expert interviews. So throughout the series, we'll be joined by guests who've walked the walk. These are project managers, leaders, innovators from various fields who will share their war stories, their successes, and sometimes their spectacular failures. These conversations will offer you a 360-degree view of project management challenges and triumphs. We'll have case studies and real-life scenarios. So, what's theory without practice, right? So we'll dissect real projects, both successful and not so successful ones, to learn what went wrong, what went right, and how you can apply those lessons in your day-to-day work. We'll do listener Q&A. This is where you come in. So each episode will include a segment where we answer your questions. Whether you're puzzled by a project methodology, need advice on team dynamics, or want to share your own experiences, we want to hear from you. So send your questions. I don't have those inboxes set up yet. So stay tuned. I'll tell you where to submit those questions. Good rule of thumb, though, wherever you're watching this, be it YouTube or, through some kind of podcast distributor, comment there if comments are available. Anyway, submit those questions to us, and you might just get your answer on the show.
Milk was a bad choice.
Interactive challenges. So to make learning fun and engaging, we'll occasionally throw in some challenges. These could be anything from small project management tasks to critical thinking exercises. They're designed to sharpen your skills, test your knowledge in a playful way.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Mythbusters. The project management world is rife with myths and misconceptions. We'll dedicate segments to debunking these and ensure that you're not led astray by outdated or just wrong information.
It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened. This one was invented by a writer.
Book companionship. So this podcast is more than just an audio series. It's a companion to my book that comes out in February of 2025.
Time travel. Since my first day on the job as a Starfleet captain, I swore I'd never let myself get caught in one of these godforsaken paradoxes. The future is the past is the future. It all gives me a headache.
The Hard Knock School of Project Management. 7 hard lessons I learned the hard way. I will dig deeper into the book's concepts, offering additional stories, examples, and exercises that are not covered in text. And then Book of the Week.
Count of Monte Cristo.
That's Cristo, you dumb shit.
By Alexandre Dumas.
In addition to our main content, we'll feature a Book of the Week segment. I'm doing that whole, read a book a week for, 52 weeks for 2025. I'll be honest with you. I cheat. I don't get a lot of time, but I do get a lot of windshield time when I'm driving from job to job. And, I operate in the Texas Hill Country between San Antonio and Austin. So I do get a lot of windshield time. So I listen to audiobooks and podcasts just like you do. So I'm doing the, 52 books in 52 weeks, mostly via Audible. This week, well, the first week of the year, we're already 3 weeks into the year, but I'm trying to stack some of these up so that I can, release them weekly without having to actually do them weekly. Maybe I can do 3 or 4 of these in 1 week.
Now you listen to me, mister. I work for a living. And I mean real work, not writing down gobbledygook.
This week's book is Becoming Bulletproof by Evie Poumpouras. We'll get more into that. So we're doing the book of the week, and then community engagement. So join our community. We're going to build a community out of this. There isn't one yet, but we're going to build one. And then we'll have discussions, polls, further engagement, all on social media. You can share your insights, connect with fellow project managers, and we can all grow together. So expect a blend of education and entertainment with a healthy dose of real talk. And whether you're driving to work or unwinding at home or taking a break between tasks, the Hard Knock University podcast is here to make you a better project manager 1 episode at a time. And remember, in project management, like in life, the biggest lessons often come from the hardest knocks. Let's learn from them together. Let's get into the meat of today's episode. Project Management 101. So if you're new to this field, or even if you've been around, but not quite have the fundamentals down just yet, this segment's for you. If you're a tenured project manager like myself, you might already know all this, but here's a refresher. So what is project management? At its core, project management is the art and science of getting things done. It's about taking a project from an idea to reality through organized planning, execution, and control of resources. So think of it as conducting an orchestra where every instrument plays at the right time, at the right tempo to create a symphony. A symphony. A symphony. A symphony. Okay, so the triple constraint is one of the, the big things in project management. It's this is where things get real. So every project manager juggles the triple constraint: scope, time, and cost. Imagine them as 3 points of a triangle. You change one point of the triangle and the other points kind of shift. So scope, what are we doing? The scope defines, what's included in the project and what's not. That's important. Time. When will it be done? Deadlines are sacred in project management, but they're also flexible if you adjust scope or cost. That's going to move. And then cost. How much will it cost? Budgets can be tight, but remember, over or under spending can be both problematic. And then there's this matrix that surely you've seen in some way or another, where you've got that quality triangle, where you have good, fast, and cheap. Good refers to the quality of the project outcome. Fast refers to the speed or time in which the project is completed, and cheap refers to the cost or budget of the project. So this concept implies that you can generally only have 2 of these 3 attributes at their optimum level at any one time. So cheap and fast, but not good. You might cut corners on quality to meet a tight deadline or budget. Good and fast, but not cheap. So high quality and speed usually require more resources, hence higher costs. Good and cheap, but not fast. So if you aim for high quality on a low budget, it often takes more time. So this little visualization helps project managers understand that adjusting one aspect of the triangle affects the others. So something to think about. The role of a project manager. You're not just a manager. You're a leader, you're a negotiator, you're a problem solver, and sometimes you're the project's biggest cheerleader. Your job is to keep the triangle in balance while ensuring, that the project meets its objectives. Stakeholder management. Who are stakeholders? Anyone affected by your project. So, the homeowner, the realtor, if you're doing pre-sale renovations, your boss's boss, the subcontractors, the architect, the engineer, the city, permit department, all of them. Everybody's a stakeholder. And managing them is like herding cats, but more complex. You need to identify them, understand their needs, manage their expectations, and communicate effectively. Misalignment with stakeholders can derail even the best planned projects. So why does all this matter? Because organizations live and die by their projects. And in this era of rapid change, managing projects effectively is critical for innovation, efficiency, and staying competitive. So whether you're building a skyscraper, launching a new product, or organizing a community event, the principles are all the same. Key takeaways: understand the triple constraint. It's your guiding star. Okay, be a master communicator with your team, your stakeholders, even yourself. Flexibility is your friend, but maintain control over the project's direction and learn from every project, good or bad. That's how you grow. So remember, project management isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about learning from them, adapting, and leading your team through the chaos to success. That's the essence of the hard knock school of project management.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
Next up, we'll dive into our first hard knock lesson from the book. But for now, think about how these basics apply to your current or future projects. Okay, so my book, The Hard Knock School of Project Management, 7 hard lessons I learned the hard way. I think that, guys, I'm just going to read the book and then, discuss. Each episode, we'll just read a chapter of the book and discuss it. I'm going to start with the introduction. And then, yeah, man, we'll just elaborate, and then we'll do, the book club part, the book a week. We'll get into that as well. So kicking off, I'm going to read the dedication and the introduction, talk a little bit about it, and then we'll jump into Becoming Bulletproof by Poumpouras. My book, dedicated to my beloved nephew, Evan, who left us too soon at the age of 17. Your empathy, charisma, and boundless potential were a light in our lives. You had the heart and soul to become a far better man than I could ever aspire to be. This book is dedicated to you with the hope that your spirit continues to inspire us all to be kinder, more understanding, and to live life with the fullness of love you embodied. Rest in peace, Evan. Introduction: From the Ashes of Chaos to the Forge of Leadership. My journey into the world of construction and remodeling wasn't the smooth ascent one might hope for. Instead, it began with what can only be described as a spectacular crash landing. Picture a burgeoning residential remodeling business specializing in luxury kitchens and baths. My first real venture into entrepreneurship, spiraling into what felt like a burning dumpster fire of cash. Every day was a new lesson in what not to do, particularly when I decided that the solution to our financial hemorrhaging was to simply increase sales volume. This decision, while seeming logical, was like throwing gasoline on an already raging fire. And the expansion into a showroom only compounded the issues, bringing with it more of the same profitability nightmares and operational chaos. Despite the high revenues, each project was a struggle, a constant battle against time, budget, and my own estimations. It felt less like running a business and more like managing an adult daycare where the stakes were dangerously high. The culmination of these experiences was a stark realization. The path I was on was not just unsustainable, it was leading me towards professional ruin. Thus, with a heavy heart but clear eyes, I chose to sell the business, or at least sell the assets that were worth anything. This decision marked a pivotal moment in my career, not as an end, but as a new beginning. I took a step back, literally and figuratively, accepting a project manager role at a new startup that was doing something fun and new. Pre-sale renovations while deferring payment to closing. It didn't matter if you didn't have any money or good credit. If you owned your home and had a reasonable amount of equity, we would sign with you. We were taking the power from the home flippers who were lowballing sellers whose homes needed some love and giving it back to the homeowner. For me, this move was not just about starting anew, it was about rebuilding from the ground up. Here, I concentrated not only on mastering business management and general contracting, but also on cultivating leadership and mentorship. Over time, I've honed my skills, transforming from a manager into a leader who builds resilient, efficient teams. My approach now emphasizes transparency, accountability, and teamwork, fostering environments where employees not only succeed, but thrive with pride and a sense of belonging. This book is my journey from chaos to clarity, from the brink of failure to the heights of leadership. It's a testament to the lessons learned in the trenches of the remodeling industry and how those lessons can sculpt a leader capable of not just managing projects, but inspiring people. Here's to turning past mistakes into future successes, one project, one team at a time. So that's the introduction. I feel like there's not a lot to say about that without just diving right into the rest of the book.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Next week, we'll do chapter 1, Navigating the Uncharted, a tale of project management chaos. In this chapter, I'll jump into an actual project and how all 7 of the lessons can be kind of summed into this one project briefly before we dive, deeper into them.
And I say smut and filth like this has no place in our schools.
That book you're waving about is hardly smut. It is considered by many critics to be the classic novel about the 1960s.
It's pornography!
He is widely regarded as the finest satirist of his time.
Yeah, well, I think he's a pervert. He's probably a communist, too.
Let's put it to a vote, all right? Who's for Eva Braun here? Who wants to burn books? Who wants to spit on the Constitution of the United States of America? Who's for the Bill of Rights? Who thinks freedom is a pretty darn good thing? Who thinks that we have to stand up to the kind of censorship that they had under Stalin?
Our book of the week, Becoming Bulletproof by Evie Poumpouras. Protect yourself, read people, influence situations, and live fearlessly. I talk about this book a little bit in my own book. There's some good stuff in there. Becoming Bulletproof it's not just another self-help book. It's a life manual penned by a former Secret Service agent who has seen the highest levels of stress, security, and human interaction. leveraging her unique experiences from protecting U.S. presidents to dealing with one of the world's most dangerous criminals. She provides readers with a toolkit for resilience, fear management, and personal safety. The book is divided into 3 core sections: protection, reading people, and influence, each offering actionable strategies to become what Poumpouras terms bulletproof, mentally, emotionally, and physically strong. She writes with an engaging, no-nonsense style, blending personal anecdotes with practical advice. Her insights on fear, how to manage it, and how to use it as a motivator are particularly compelling. The book delves into psychological resilience, teaching readers how to read people, influence situations, and protect themselves in both everyday and extreme scenarios. What sets Becoming Bulletproof apart is its authenticity. Each piece of advice is backed by real-world experiences that feel both educational and inspirational. How does this book relate to project management? I've got a couple of things I've written down here. Number 1, risk management and situational awareness. So protection is one of her tiers. Project management often involves navigating risks and uncertainties. Poumpouras' teachings on how to prepare for the unexpected, enhance situational awareness, and maintain mental resilience directly translate into better risk management. In project management, being bulletproof means anticipating potential pitfalls, understanding the environment, and having contingency plans in place. Her advice on mental preparation can help project managers stay calm under pressure, which is a necessity when deadlines loom or projects veer off course. Number 2, stakeholder engagement and influence. Her tier on, her section on reading people and influence really kind of dive into this. Managing projects involves a deep understanding of stakeholder dynamics, and negotiation and influence. Poumpouras' techniques for reading people and influencing outcomes is invaluable. Her insights into human behavior can help project managers gauge stakeholders' intentions, manage expectations, which is very important, and navigate the complex web of team dynamics and client relations. Her strategies for influence are particularly useful in leading without authority, a common scenario in project management where one must convince rather than command. Number 3, communication and conflict resolution. Throughout the book, there's an emphasis on effective communication, a cornerstone of project management. Poumpouras discusses how to have difficult conversations, a skill that is crucial when dealing with project conflicts or when conveying bad news to a team or a client. Her approach to de-escalation and maintaining composure can transform how project managers handle disputes, turning potential derailments into opportunities for growth and consensus. And number 4, personal resilience and leadership. The overarching theme of Becoming Bulletproof resonates with the personal development aspect of project management. So leaders in this field must often face failure, stress, and criticism, all with resilience. Poumpouras' lessons on overcoming fear, embracing vulnerability, and building mental armor are directly applicable to the leadership challenges within project management, encouraging managers to lead by example in resilience and courage. So Becoming Bulletproof transcends its primary focus on personal safety and resilience to offer profound lessons for project management. It's an insightful read for anyone looking to bolster their mental fortitude, sharpen their interpersonal skills, and navigate the human elements of project management with greater efficiency. While the book doesn't explicitly target project managers, the principles of resilience, understanding human behavior, and influencing outcomes are universally applicable, making it a recommended read for anyone in the field looking to manage projects with not just technical skill, but also with wisdom gained from life's toughest situations.
Beneath this mask, there is an idea, Mr. Creedy. And ideas are bulletproof.
All right, y'all, welcome to the knockback segment, where we take your hashtag hard knock lessons, dust them off, and throw them back at you with some grit, some humor, and a little kick in the pants to keep you rolling. You've been hitting us up with your project management war stories, and I've got 3 good ones to tackle today. Let's dive in, turn those punches into power moves. First up, we have Mike, who drops this gem. Planned a reno down to the nail, then the supplier ghosted us mid-job. Crews twiddling thumbs, clients fuming, and I'm out here begging for plywood like it's a date. Hashtag hard knock lessons. Mike, I've been there, chasing a supplier like they owe you child support. Yeah. Here's the knockback. When the plan's toast, you're the chef now. Whip up a new one on the fly. Call in every favor. Hit the backups. And charm that client with some smooth talk. Delays build character, right? You're not just a manager, you're a magician pulling rabbits out of a hat at this point. So bounce back, brother. Chaos is your canvas. Next, we have Tina, who says, led a team meeting to boost morale. Ended up with 2 guys arguing over who gets the corner office that nobody's even earned yet. Total dumpster fire. Hashtag hard knock lessons. Tina, you tried to sprinkle some sunshine and got a thunderstorm instead. That's crazy. Here's the play. When egos start clashing, don't play referee, play ringmaster. Crack a joke, redirect the circus. Corner office, why don't we earn a paycheck first? Get them focused on the win. Leadership's not about hugs, it's about herding cats with a grin. You got this. Turn that fuel into fire. Maybe get some different teammates that aren't so self-centered. I don't know. Finally, Jake says, first big project, missed a deadline because I didn't push back on the client's insane scope creep. Now I'm the fall guy. Hashtag hard knock lessons. Jake, welcome to the club. Scope creep's the vampire of project management life. Own the miss, man, but don't wear the cape of shame. Next time, channel your inner bouncer. Say, sorry, pal, it's not on the guest list. And set the boundaries early on. You're not the fall guy, you're the comeback kid. Every stumble's a step up, so learn it, laugh it, and lead like you mean it. That's the knockback, your lessons, my 2 cents, and a whole lot of hustle. Keep those hashtag hard knock lessons coming. I want to hear how you're getting knocked down and bouncing back up. Up next, we're remixing more episode 1 gold, so stick around. For next week, Johnny Bowanadana is a project manager out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's one of my best friends. I love the man to death. We're going to talk to him about his journey from just a run-of-the-mill police officer fighting crime to running projects and learning about construction. So looking forward to that. Tune in next week for that. And there we have it, folks. Our first journey through the halls of the Hard Knock University. We've laid down the foundations of what project management truly entails, talked about the triple constraint, and shared some stories, talked about, what's coming up. Remember, project management isn't just about checklists and Gantt charts. It's about people, priorities, and making the impossible possible. Whether you're chasing the dream or delivering something good, fast, and cheap, or just trying to navigate the chaos of your current project, the lessons we've discussed are your compass. We introduced you to the Hard Knock School of Project Management through this episode, but our learning doesn't stop here. Each week we'll peel back another layer, learn more insights, and hopefully make you laugh a little along the way. The book of the week, Becoming Bulletproof, we talked about that. We talked about how that applies to project management. Thank you for joining this inaugural episode. I hope you're as excited as I am about where this journey will take us. Keep paying attention, keep watching, keep learning, and hit me with those questions. Join the community. Help me build the community. And let's learn from each other. Learn from each other's hard knocks. Until next time, keep managing those projects, keep learning, and remember, every project, no matter how tough, is a chance to grow. So see you next week on the Hard Knock University podcast. Stay curious, stay resilient, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And I'll see you next time.